circle, and whenever anyone was inspired with something, we would share it with the rest of us, or just quietly contemplate what a wonderful privilege.
Since I'm in the outer circle, I'll stand when I do it. I want to, I said last night I'm in my anecdotage, so I wanted to recall a couple incidents. One was at the very beginning when we were looking for a place for CEMAT, and we were assigned by the Tunisian government to an abattoir somewhere in the southern part of Tunis, and we finally discovered what it was and where it was. We said, no, that's not good. And then we found a glorious place, I mean, just incredible, an old madrasa that was decommissioned in the center of town. And this was in, remember, this was in what, 86 or 85, 86, something like that. 2 years before 87. And the events which led up to it. And we got to Amr Shadli and told about this madrasa, and he said that's fine, and it fits the image of what our work is, and that would be just superb. And somebody in his entourage said, but that's right next to Sahab Taba Mosque. And suddenly the decision went negative, but it would have been just fantastic. And if you ever go to Sahab Taba in the I got the name right, yeah, in the middle of Medina, and look wistfully there to see how we could have been lodged. And then we ended up in this Italian villa, but we were going all over town together with lots of energy and excitement, and it was great to have her to do that together. The other point, a little story that I wanted to recall, was the story I told last night in part, where during the Gulf War, Gene, seeing some graffiti, went to for those people who weren't there last night, went to the local police station and said, you know, there's this American center, and we're not threatened in any way, and the graffiti is not about us, it's about Iraq. But just keep an eye on us. And the policeman said, what American center? And I think that so much typifies Jean, who typifies CEMAT, that she was there as a known presence, but I don't tell this to USIS or State Department or something like that, but they didn't know we were American, that we were part of the scene. And to my mind, that's an extremely positive thing, and she brought together the American world into the Tunisian world. Let me tell just one other thing that probably many people don't know about. After her CEMAT days, Jim was referring to doing lemons after her CEMAT days, and I've always admired her lemonade recipe, which let me tell you, it's an extraordinary lemonade. But I won't reveal it at this point. You have to ask Ramsey. After her CEMAT days, Keyork was so impressed with the work that she'd done in CEMAT, and we had just set up a new center in West Africa. And let me tell you that if you've had, where are the authorities here, if you had financial problems or accounting problems or whatever in regard to AIMS, the problems in regard to the West African Research Association were extraordinary. And that had to be pulled out and put together as a working AORC, American Overseas Research Center. And who did they call on? They called on Jean to go down to Dakar and to make a report and to put it together and tell people how to run their ship. And it's been headed in a wonderful direction ever since then, doing very well, by what's known as the Murad report. And that mission is high, right? Has high standing within the KR circles. So that you all know what she did in Tunis, and other people will say things, and I was privileged to be there from the very beginning when Carl, in fact, suggested Jean and suggested that we take her on. But, and you know of her work in Tunis, but even after that, her work spread internationally, and she was a guiding spirit within other American overseas research that we'll remember.